Hello everyone, my name is Eve and welcome to my YouTube channel. To all of you that are returning, all of my subscribers and those that just like to listen to this, and also welcome to you who, if you're new and you've never watched any of my videos before. I'm going to handle this video in two different ways. I want to speak about the astrology first, and then I'll dive into the different piles here. And the question that we are asking tonight, because we're in the energy already of a very powerful solar eclipse and new Mercury in Gemini. And so the question I wanted to ask tonight, because Mercury is actually retrograde right now, but it's rebirthing itself at the same time, is what is happening with this infusion of new energy through the eclipse and through the new Mercury? What is this new infusion of energy bringing in to our love life? And so that's what the focus is going to be. And these are questions around our love life, whether we are single and have been single for a while, whether we are currently dating or we've been in a relationship for a while, or we are married or in a committed partnership. It does not matter. Simply take the messages as they resonate. So if you want to listen to the astrology part, keep listening. Otherwise, look to the timestamps below where each pile is listed. And pile number 1 is the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. Pile number 2 is the Lover's Path Tarot. And pile number 3 is the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. So let's jump into the astrology here. Right now, as we're going into June 10th and June 11th, incredibly powerful numerological days, and I want to speak to that first because the month of June is a 6 month, which is the month of the lovers. 6 in Chinese numerology is also the number of harmony, balance, creativity, love, and abundance. And in the Tarot, it is the lovers. And we are in the universal year 2021, which equals a 5. That's the number of the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is about following our spiritual or religious pathways, whatever it is we really believe in deeply. But it's about following the guidance of our soul. The Hierophant also speaks to entering into committed relationships with others, being, of course, marriage is one of them. But it's about commitment. Commitment to our relationships, commitment to our spiritual path. And when we bring together the 5 for the universal year with the 6 for the month of June, we have a number 11. So the month of June is a manifesting month because 11 is the number of manifestation. But it's also the Justice card in the Tarot. So it asks us to have non-attachment here. And think about that. When we really want to manifest with clarity, we can't be too attached to how what we want is going to manifest. We have to be able to be clear with what we want and the intentions we set, and then we have to let them go. Now, come forward into the solar eclipse, which is happening here on June 10th. Here on the Pacific Coast in California, it's around 5:30 to 6:30 in the morning. On the East Coast, it'll be 3 hours earlier. And then, of course, in Europe, it will be ahead. Am I getting this backwards? Oh, good grief. Okay, I'm trying to do the time zones, and I think I better stop doing that. Just so you know, I'm in California time. So the solar eclipse is occurring around 6:13, I believe 5:30, 6:30, somewhere around there in the morning. And it's followed in the evening, around 6 in the evening, with the Mercury conjunction to the Sun. So the numerology here is going to be a 10. We're in a 10 day with that 11 energy, so it is a 1-1-1 energy. Beautiful for manifestation, and it's followed by the 11-11 portal here on Friday, June 11th. So all around this energy then, this eclipse and this new Mercury, we are getting a powerful message from the cosmos around setting our intentions. being very clear with what it is we want to bring into our life. But be mindful, we have the rest of June to think about this because we're in an 11 energy all of June. So we don't have to rush ahead. However, I'm going to advise you all that maybe in the next 48 hours or even over the weekend, or whenever you do listen to this video, sit down and write a list of intentions that you want to put out into the cosmos. We often call it our wish list. And always add at the end, either this or something even better that I cannot yet see. Because that allows the universe and the cosmos to create something that maybe your mind can't quite yet capture. Now let's look a little bit deeper at the astrology here now that I've gone over the numerology. What does it mean for us to have a solar eclipse? Well, normally we have 2, 3, or even 4 sometimes solar eclipses a year. It's usually 3, either 2 or 3 solar eclipses. And all the other months we have new moons. New moon in a solar eclipse is exactly the same thing with a difference. The other times of the month, every other month when we have new moons, it means that the moon comes between the earth and the sun on its path, and it aligns with the sun, but it's not in between the earth and the sun. It's at an angle so that the sun's energy is not eclipsed, but the moon is lost in the sun's energy. And that's why it's called a new moon, and the new moon gets to rebirth itself. Now, the lunar energies are the divine feminine. It's also our inner world, our intuitive body, our emotional bodies. And in a new moon, it's asking us to look deeply at our emotional bodies, touch in with our heart center, check in with our heart, and ask ourselves, what are our deepest desires here and what do we want to manifest? Okay, so it's about really checking in with what does our heart want, and maybe looking at what might be an obstacle within our emotional body, because sometimes what we desire isn't always easily attainable because maybe we have some unconscious records at play that are actually interfering with that desire wanting to manifest itself. So whenever we are in an eclipse, we get to look at what it is that might be interfering or blocking us, or is even an unconscious thought or pattern that we have that might be keeping us from attaining our desires, or at least attaining them to the level that we feel we want them. So eclipses are beautiful time frames for us to get that extra clarity on an emotional level. And during a solar eclipse, the moon comes exactly between the earth and the sun, creating an eclipse of the sun. And you can only see it from certain places on earth. It's not visible everywhere. And in that moment, then, it's not only the moon that is being rebirthed, it is also the sun. And the sun energies are divine masculine part. It's that action-oriented, how we identify or see ourselves in the world. It's where we seek to shine and be visible, and where we want to make a difference. It's how we want to show up in this lifetime as the best version of ourselves. So that energy is getting a rebirth. So we not only have our emotional body getting a rebirth, we also have our identity being rebirthed in some fashion. And it's in the sign of Gemini, which means that we may have many choices here, because Gemini is the sign of the twins, and it's the sign of choices and opportunities, not just having one. But it can also mean that we need to gather information. We need to become more learned, seek out information, read books, experience some new things, seek to learn what you need to learn so that you can get on the pathway that you want to get on. So Gemini is here to tell you that there might be something you need to learn. Perhaps there's something you need to read, a workshop you need to go to. Maybe you need to travel, whatever it is that's going to increase your experience and your knowledge at this time and for the rest of the year is going to help you on this journey to make the right decisions for your pathway. Now, Gemini speaks of choices, though, which means you're going to need to make a discerned choice. But discernment means you come at it from a place where you have the information you need to know what the right decision to make is. And Gemini is also, and very much so, about gathering deeper clarity. It's not just about gathering information and becoming more informed or learned. It's about wanting to have clarity within your mental body, but also within your heart space. Now, this new Mercury is Mercury rebirthing itself, and Mercury is the sign of our mental bodies. And so we have our emotional bodies, our identity, and our mental bodies all being rebirthed in a 12 to 14, 15-hour window here on June 10th. That is an amazing, amazing, powerful energy. So be aware you may be going through this day feeling either very excited and ramped up like I am, or you may be going through it feeling like you need to sleep and rest and meditate and you have brain fog. Wherever you are in this, you are in the right place, because within the next 24 hours, by the 11th of June, on the 11/11 portal, some of that brain fog is going to start moving away. Now, as Mercury's rebirthing itself in the energy of the sun's light is illuminating Mercury. Why? Because Mercury is in retrograde right now until it comes out on June 22nd. So the sun is the illuminator here, which I love, because what it's doing with Mercury is it's showing us maybe where some of our thought forms aren't helping us, where maybe some of these patterns that I spoke of earlier that are keeping us from achieving what we want to achieve, it's showing us what those thought forms or those patterns are, so that now we can cut them away. So it's a very profound and intense energy. And so that's the astrology part of this. I would like to move into the spread, and I'm very excited to do this. I felt like it was going to be very powerful. So keep in mind, with a solar eclipse, we are looking at anywhere within a 6-month window until the next solar eclipse, which is December 3rd and 4th of 2021. So we're looking at any time frame in that 6-month window, recognizing that with eclipses, usually the first 1, 2, or 3 months of that eclipse are the most powerful. Now, within this, we also have the new Mercury, and the new Mercury always brings in either a 7 or 8 week window of time. And I think the next new Mercury is August 1st. So we have between now then and the beginning of August as another time frame. So you get to decide which of these time frames is most pertinent or relevant for you. And remember, this is Gemini energy. It's quite fast energy. So something might be coming in for you at a very, very strong speed. Or it may be waiting until Mercury comes out of retrograde on June 22nd, and then it could show up at the end of June or the beginning of July. Just be aware there's many time frames here. Now let's look at the 3 piles, and I wanted you to choose them either based on the tarot that I'm using, and I'm using a separate tarot for each of the piles, or based on the secret language of light transmissions from your soul. So pile number 1, the word is insight, number 13. And I'm using the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. Pile number 2 is the Lover's Path Tarot, and the word is remembrance, number 11. Pile number 3 is create space, number 38, another 11. And the tarot is the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. So remember, the timestamps will be below. So let me move these out of the way, and we will start with pile number 1. Beautiful. So I wanted to first look at the message, because this is the message, transmissions from your soul. And for those of you who chose pile number 1, the message is insight. So your soul is wanting to direct you towards greater insight. And this insight could be coming from within you. It could be coming from around you. In this picture, you see the person in a chakra pose. So I'm in a yoga pose, but we also see all of the chakras lit up. So it could be giving you guidance that if you want greater information or insight on your love life, or if you want your love life to improve in some form, that you need to gain greater clarity. And one way to do that would be to get into yoga, or maybe do couples yoga. Maybe you're going to meet someone through going to a yoga class, or going through to a meditation class. It's also showing me that you're going to be getting messages from meditating. So any of the spiritual tools that align you with your physical, spiritual, mental, emotional bodies is the direction of this card and this message, because your assignment here in this energy is to gain greater insight. So look at your spiritual tools and get into your spiritual world more so that you can gain the insight you need. So I wanted to read from the book here, because I feel like there's a couple more messages with this card. Refine your psychic senses. Your psychic skills are expanding at this time, and you are seeing through the lens of your soul. Hone your abilities by reading about or doing a workshop on intuitive development. So the insight is saying that this time frame that the solar eclipse and the new Mercury is bringing in for you around your love life. And remember, your love life always begins with you. It begins with self-love, how you view love, how you value love, how you love yourself, and how you actually see love. And you are gaining a deeper knowledge through your soul on your love life. So what I'm getting here is your soul is wanting to speak to you in these next weeks, months, and towards the end of the year about how to see your love life from the lens of your soul. But it's also speaking about fine-tuning and honing in your psychic abilities, and that you might want to take workshops or do things that are going to improve upon your intuitive development. We are all psychic. It is part of who we are. But we have thrust this ability into the background in favor of other senses. And problems occur when we look at the manifested world for proof of our worth. So this card's second message is, do not look to your other senses or things from the outside world to tell you what your worth is. Your worth comes from your soul. It lies within. You are worthy because you are here. And it is that simple. There is nothing to prove. Okay, that is a very, very powerful message. So let's look at the tarot cards here that I pulled. The first one is the Knight of Cups. I'm going to lay them all out, and then I will start reading them. The Knight of Cups, followed by the Lovers, the Seven of Wands, and each of these decks that I have, none of them are traditional, okay? So the messages from the tarot, depending on which deck you chose, they're not all the same, okay? Some of them will have some of the same cards, but not necessarily the same interpretation. The Five of Wands, the Empress, we have the Moon, and I love this one because she brings in the chakras. The Ace of Swords, and the Strength card. So right off the bat, what we're seeing here, what I'm getting here, hold on a second, I got to move my chair out of the way, is we have a lot of colors here lit up. We have blue for the throat chakra. We have red for the first chakra, the root chakra. We have the sacral, we have the heart, we have the third eye, and we have the crown. The only chakra missing is the solar plexus. So right away, this is showing me that on your journey right now, you're really working on balancing and harmonizing all of your chakras. And because there happens to be a little bit of the solar plexus missing, but not really, because in the Strength card, we have the sacral, but we have the solar plexus there. See the gold above her head? So we really do have all of the chakras here. But what I want to say is that the solar plexus is the least emphasized. So that could either mean that for you, that is one of your strongest chakras right now. And that's the chakra of manifestation, by the way, and self-empowerment too, accessing your inner power and inner joy and manifestation. So it could be telling you that you've really put a lot of energy into that chakra, and you're now working on balancing all of the others along with it, or you're pretty balanced or balancing the others, and you need to do a little bit more work with the solar plexus. Okay, so take the message as it resonates. And already I'm getting almost 2 different platforms here, or messages perhaps for different people. But let me take the very first one, the Knight of Swords. That is a knight rushing in with a cup of love. And in this deck, it is the 5th chakra, it's the throat chakra. So this knight is not only bringing you a full cup of love, he's also rushing towards you. And he's doing it under Gemini season, because Gemini is actually ruled by number 5. Very interesting, right? So we have something coming in on a mental level, on a messaging level, but also on a love emotional level. Someone is coming in with a cup of love. And then the Lovers, this is a very interesting card in this deck, because in this one, the Lovers is about, are you ready to receive this love? Do you believe that it's too good to be true? Are you afraid that your dreams might actually come true? You know, are you afraid that that there's going to be something? It's kind of like, are you waiting for the other shoe to drop, is what I'm getting. So this is a card, even though the Lovers is talking about a cup of love coming towards you, I'm sensing a choice here. You get to choose whether this is the right cup of love for you, but more than anything, are you ready for that cup of love? Are you really ready for your dreams to come true? Because I feel like the universe is telling you that, yeah, you're going to get what you've been asking for. But you're not quite sure if you can believe it yet, right? Very interesting. So I'm going to kind of leave these 2 cards here, because I feel like the Knight of Cups and the Lovers is showing us the overview here of what's happening. We have love, a cup of love that's there and it's full, and there's communication and there's messages there, but there's also choices. And maybe you have more than one choice. And perhaps what the Wands is bringing in here is the fact that you might have to choose, and you have to decide what is the best choice here. So when we go from the Knight of the Cups coming into the Lovers, offering that cup of love, we go to the 7 of Wands. And the Wands is about feeling like you've been on the battlefield, or that you've been on the hero's journey, depending what deck you read. Some look at it as a battlefield. I like to look at it as the hero's journey. But you're near the end of that journey. And when we get to the 7 of Wands, you've already done a lot on this journey, but you haven't reached the end of it yet. There's things that you do not know yet. There's resources, there's strengths and gifts that you have that are coming towards you. They're still not invisible sight yet. So with the Seven of Wands in this deck, I feel like you're committed. I feel like you're focused. And the message is, hang tight though, because you don't have all the information you need yet, but that's okay, because all you need right now is faith and trust and believe in yourself. That's what I'm getting from this card. Yeah, it's about staying committed and focused and believing on where you are on the journey at this time. See, I want to read from this deck because this is a very, very different deck. So the contemplation message that we get here with the Seven of Wands is something I want you to really think about because it's very important. While you may not see a result yet, refocus. Wait, that was the wrong one. Nope. But that one actually fits too, because it's saying even though you don't see a result yet, it's wanting you to hang tight and have patience. But the contemplation message is turn on your inner compass. Step into your own certainty in knowing what and who you stand for. Yes, so that was the other message I was getting here, is she's in her power. And of course she is, because she's followed by the Empress. Okay, you're in your power. You have a beautiful cup of your own to share, which I like. So the Knight has the cup, and so do you. You have a beautiful cup to share here. But the Empress is about feeling very fertile, feeling ready for love. But it can also be that you feel like you've already been sharing your cup of love, and maybe you've been waiting for this other person to bring that cup to you in equal measure here. What I'm getting though with the Knight of Cups and this card, the Empress in this deck, is I'm being shown that perhaps in this love relationship that you're either in or you're going to be bringing in, that there is perhaps either an age difference, a significant one of 5 years, 10 years or more, or there's maybe a difference in emotional maturity, where one of you feels more like the Empress energy, where you feel very successful, you feel like you're ready, you've grown a lot, you're very experienced and worldly, and that the person you love is still learning. And that would be true with the Knight of Cups because he's not a king yet. And of course, in this card, she's trying to share her knowledge with a younger woman. So there's something here about emotional age or intelligent age, you know, or just literally age. And I'm feeling like what they're trying to tell me is it's the two. It's either there's a significant physical difference in age, or there's just one of you has more worldly experience, or maybe you're, you know, with the Empress card, maybe you're more successful than the other person, or perhaps the person you're bringing in is more successful than you. But this is saying to you that this is your dream though. Stay focused, stay committed. This is a journey worth making. That's what I'm getting there. And then the bottom cards here almost show either an adding to this or a second path that maybe others of you don't so much fit up here, but you fit on this other path. Because we have the Five of Wands, and that in the traditional tarot and in this one is feeling like you have competition. This is the battlefield right here. You may not be the only one competing for this person. There may be others. You may feel like there's something about worth going on here. Maybe you're not feeling worthy enough in the other person's eyes. But understand that this is coming from you. That you're not feeling worthy enough. I don't feel like it's them putting that on you, okay? So understand that however you read this, this may be you feeling like you have competition in the love world for the person you're aiming towards, or perhaps you just simply feel like this is too much. This is going to take too much work. I don't know that I'm ready for this, because this is a card that says that you don't maybe feel ready. Okay? So ask yourself that question. Yet I'm here to tell you with the Five of Wands, because we go from there to the Moon and we end up with a Strength card, that you are more than ready, that you are making this harder than it needs to be. Okay? So that's the real message here. Get rid of your own little dragons, please. Slay your own inner dragons. And it's interesting because it's followed by the Moon card. And in this deck, it's showing you the light moon and the dark moon. It is. Look at that. It's a full moon, but not quite. So we see the dark side of the moon and the part of the moon that's illuminated. And we also see the wolf that's illuminated and then the wolf that's in darkness. And this reminds me of that very ancient Indian story of the two wolves. And which one are you going to feed? Are you going to feed the light wolf, the wolf of love, or are you going to feed the wolf of shadow, which is your fears? So the question with the Moon card is several different questions. One, what are you feeding here? Are you feeding your light and your love, or are you feeding your shadow and your fears? Now, mind you, we have to bring both our light and our darkness into unison, into unification. So it's not about ignoring one for the other, but the choice is to choose love over fear while you work with your shadow, as opposed to ignoring it. In fact, with this Moon card in this deck, it's about illuminating your shadow. And that's what eclipses do. And so to get from the Five of Wands, which is feeling like maybe you're not ready, you're not skilled enough, you're not worthy enough, it's going to be too hard, you go to the Moon, which says, bring together your shadow and your light. Bring what your shadow is out into the light. Illuminate it. Bring your emotions out. Illuminate them. Give clarity to your emotions so that you know what they are. And then I love it. This is my favorite Ace of Swords of all of the decks I have. Break through the veil. That's what I see in this. She is taking her sword of light, and that is the sword of the cosmos. That is her spiritual sword. And she is rising from the water. She is creating a new thought form. She is rising. And the Ace of Swords is a number one, and that's your root chakra. So there is courage here. There is focused intention, and there is wanting to cut away what does not serve you here, especially around old emotional thought forms and old emotional patterns that are keeping you from getting what you want. And when we break through with the Ace of Swords, we get to the Strength card. And in this deck, it is a great card of wisdom, where you have mastered your emotions, but it's not because you're controlling them. It's because you live in peace with them. So you are living in peace with your emotional body. You have mastered the lion within you, or the primitive nature of who you are. You have brought together the lion and the lamb, is how I see that. You've brought together your more primitive, or how would I call it, your fear-based shadow part. You've brought it more into the light, into unison with your higher emotions. So the Strength card here is, okay, yep, they're showing me, I keep getting visuals as I'm talking about the Strength card. This is literally coming together of your higher mind and your lower mind and your high heart with your lower heart, if we want to look at it that way. So you're pretty much taming your emotions, but you're taming your fears at the same time, because the two of them are going together here. I almost want to put these two cards next to each other because they're so powerful. And I want to read it as there's a new beginning in love through strength and through listening to our emotional body and through listening to our higher self and our intuitive body. There is a new pathway in love. This brings you to the Empress, and it brings the Knight of Cups and that cup to you, and it brings the lovers into unison. So this is a very, very beautiful journey or story that we are seeing evolving here. So I want to complete it with some extra help from Healing with the Angels. I asked them, what is it do you need, that you really need on your journey of love here throughout the rest of this year and through this reading? Blessings. It's about counting your blessings, being in the moment, not looking back into the past or diving too quickly into the future, but being in today, in the now, and really counting your blessings. It's about having gratitude, because the more gratitude you have, the more blessings can come to you. But they're really saying that you are very, very blessed here. And I feel like I need to tell some of you this, that there's a blessing in your love life. And I'm talking to those of you that are married or in a or have been in a significant long-term relationship, that yes, there's been some battles that you have had to fight, and you are not always on the same page. But guess what? The person you're with loves you, and you love them. And there is strength, and there is communication in this marriage or this relationship. So I'm feeling like you need to focus on the cup, the full cup in this relationship, and less so on maybe the cup half full. And if there is confusion, then seek to talk it through, because the Ace of Swords coming after the Five of Wands is about seeking clarity if there is problem, if there is a battle going on, if there is competition, or there are too many choices. Seek to communicate through it and find the clarity so you know what the right answer is, so that you can then get to what you truly want here. So let's finish up with this pile with some messages from the romance angels. Playfulness. This is a time for you to recapture romance. Allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. It's about living life as an adventure. And your love life is not meant to be hardship and toil. Yes, do we go through challenges? Absolutely. All relationships that are built on the heart and soul go through challenge. But you're being called on right now to count your blessings in your love life and to bring in play. And for those of you that are single, get out there, play. And meantime, count your blessings, be in your joy, because that's what's going to bring love to you. And when the dream comes in through the lovers, try not to second guess it so much, okay? Because this could be, the Five of Wands could even be that inner battle in your mind. I know what it is. It's about releasing the past. Release your ex. But that's also about releasing the past energy. Okay, so for those of you in a current relationship, if you want it to move forward into this beautiful, beautiful energy we have set up here, this cup of love coming to create the new lovers here, release what has come before. If you guys have had conflicts, seek to come to a peaceful resolution and breathe forgiveness and release into them. Let it go, okay? And for those of you looking for love and are ready for love, because I'm being told the single people out there, this spread is telling you you are ready for love, even if you have some doubt. But on the journey and getting ready, please release any exes that are still hanging around, because that is not going to help you to bring in somebody new. And this could also be about releasing how you think, releasing your fears that the past is going to repeat again. That's what I'm getting. Please release those fears, because I'm seeing here that it's not going to. But that's a very deep-seated fear of yours. And it's funny how I was guided to put that under the moon card, right? And then the last card is make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps that you are guided to take. So this is saying that this love is worth it. Make the effort. Whether it's a current partnership you're in, or whether you think you're ready and you want to get out there and you want to start dating. It's saying you've got to make the effort to get out in the world. Make yourself available. And then that journey of love will begin for you. But it's going to begin first with playfulness. And it's going to begin with both people making the effort. And perhaps the last message I'm going to share with you is maybe one of the red flags here, if you are single and out there dating, is if you're dating someone who apparently starts off by talking about their past relationships and their ex, then that's a red flag. And I'm going to counsel you to say thank you next, because that's telling you that they are not ready. But if you find yourself doing that, then you also need to have that inner awareness to recognize that maybe you're not ready to date yet either, okay? So everything's coming in perfect timing here. So that's it for pile number 1. Sending you all hugs and many, many blessings. I knew that my YouTube today was going to be long because I really felt like I wanted to dive in deeper than I normally do into the messages around love. So let's get to pile number 2 here. What is that one? Yes. Remembrance. 11. This is the card of the 1111 portal, and of course we have that on Friday. So before I put out the tarot cards, I do want to read about that, because I'm getting a lot of messages there. Remembrance, okay, I guess I'm going to have to put that over here. There we go. Remembrance is also remembering love, remembering how you felt, those times in your life when you really felt love, and when you really felt love towards another, and you felt that love from others. But the other message I'm getting from remembrance is remembering who you really are, that you are a divine cosmic soul and being before you are anything else, and that you are remembering your soul's mission now. You are remembering your soul's pathway. Okay, so let me read from the book. Recall your soul truth. You are ready to live your life from the wisdom of your heart now. And you may have been seeing 1111 as a reflection of this. If not, expect to be seeing these numbers soon. 1111 is one of the signs that things are coming to you from the universe, but it's also a sign to follow the wisdom of your heart. You could see it on a clock, a phone number, a receipt, or even in a dream. With this wisdom of your heart, fresh and innovative ideas will flow into your mind as new ways to live your life. Okay, so this card is also speaking about new beginnings and new ways to live your life from remembering that you are here as a being of love. No one else is here to change their ways, only you. Live from your heart, be an inspiration, and discover a new world. I'm going to read that again. No one else has to change their ways. This is about you and you alone. It's not about you asking others to change. So this is a card of change. There's some kind of important, significant change in your love life coming in. And that could begin with how you see yourself and what you want in your love life. Live from your heart. Be an inspiration, and you will discover a new world. So for this, we are doing the Lover's Path Tarot. So let me put them out. The Two of Arrows. We have Fertility, which is the Empress. We have Triumph, which is the World. We have the Four of Staves, which is the Four of Wands. We have Power, which is the Emperor. We have the Ten of Staves, which is the Ten of Wands. The Nine of Staves, which is the Nine of Wands. And the Two of Cups. Beautiful. So with the Two of Arrows, what I'm getting here right off the bat is that there's a decision that you've either made or you're going to soon make. That's one message I'm getting. But the two, and I'm saying with because there's arrows here. And in this card, I'm seeing a decision between two things. And it could be between two people. It could be between staying with someone or leaving, between staying in a situation or leaving a situation. What I'm seeing in this Two of Arrows, which is really interesting, because I don't normally get that with the Two of Swords though, is that this could also be about someone getting ready to travel or getting ready to move, that they are leaving a situation behind and going somewhere new, starting a new life here. Okay? So the Two of Arrows, you know, it is a number 2, so it speaks about coming into a place of balance, especially balanced thought. And the other message I'm getting is, wow, I have a feeling in this pile, this is the pile of the twin flame. Yes, because we have the Emperor and the Empress, we have the World, and we have the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups. You cannot ask for anything better in a spread. Okay? And it starts out with the Two of Arrows or the Two of Swords, meaning that a decision either has been made or is being made or will soon be made where this is going to come into being. But it's going to require a change. And so you may be dreaming, if you're single or you're in a relationship where you're feeling like, I can't go any further, I just simply can't, and you're seeking to get out of it, you may be dreaming of your sacred beloved. Okay, that's the other message I'm getting here, because there she is lying on the bed fast asleep, and he's coming in as an angel. So you may be dreaming already of your sacred beloved, who you either have met and you know who they are, but maybe you haven't seen them in a very long time. It could have been years that you haven't seen them, haven't heard from them, don't know where they are. Could be someone from your past that you are remembering, and they are remembering you. And that's why they are coming towards you. So these two cards right here, this is about a return from someone in your past that is a sacred beloved. But for that person to return, they have to leave another relationship, or they have to have left a situation in their life, because that's the first card here. The other message is that if you're single and this is not someone from your past, this is someone that you don't know yet, but they're coming into your dreams, okay? So take it as it resonates. There's two groups of people here, is what I'm feeling. Whoever this is, though, you are the Empress or you are the Emperor, and they are the Empress, because in this reading today, I don't know who's watching it, male or female. I never looked to see. So, but I love that we have the two counterparts together. So you are going to be with your equal, someone who is at your level. But let's look a little bit deeper. So from the Two of Swords or arrows, from the decision and the choice, we move towards the Empress. which is about them moving towards the one they love. They see you as the Empress or the Emperor, because the Emperor is right before the Two of Arrows, beneath it. So either way, they see you as this, everything they ever wanted. Whether you, if you're a female, they're seeing you as the most beautiful woman that's ever walked this earth. To them, you are everything they've ever wanted and more. If you are looking for, if you're a man or a woman looking for a masculine, then it's saying that this masculine is everything you've ever been looking for. He is the emperor. He's all of the kings put together. He is on a throne. He has stability. And I love this card of the emperor because this is King Arthur and Guinevere. They are ruling a kingdom as equals. So in this deck, the emperor is a very stable, wise, but also very kind and loving emperor, because that's what King Arthur was. So in this deck, I love the emperor. He's not always portrayed as a very beautiful man in every deck. Sometimes he's portrayed as being too rational or cold or not connected to his heart. But in this deck, he's a very balanced, beautiful emperor. And so together, you're going to create the world. But this also means that you see each other as one another's world, that you are the world for one another. I'm getting a message for some of you that you're either engaged, or you're going to get engaged, or the marriage is right around the corner, or it's occurring in the time frames that I mentioned. So there's a lot of different messages around love. Some at the very beginning, some getting engaged, some married, some that are married, wanting to have a second marriage here, wanting to have a recommitment of vows. The only challenge I see here is the 9 and the 10 of staves, which is wands. But that's not bad, because the 9 and the 10 are at the end of the journey. So it's saying that whatever you've been on, whatever challenges you've either been on together, if you are married and you are with your sacred beloved, and maybe it's time for you to have that second ceremony, or to get married because you've been together but you're not married yet, or you haven't been committed or had a commitment ceremony, that you're moving through the last part of this journey, and the hardships and the challenges you've been going through together. And so I want you to celebrate this. I see this specific pile as a celebration of love, a celebration of the love that you two have for one another if you're in a significant partnership. And if not, if you're moving towards someone, then it's a celebration. You're wanting to celebrate with that person you're moving towards. Okay? And if you're even just at the very beginning, so single, you don't even know who this could possibly be, know that they're coming into your dreams, and that when you meet each other, it's going to be like the world is setting itself on fire. I kid you not, okay? But to get there, for those of you that are single or who are in separation because one or both of you has been in another relationship or in a situationship, then understand that you've gone through the hero's journey. Because I look at the wands and the staves as the hero's journey. And when you get to 9 or 10, you've reached the completion of that journey. When you get to the end of the wands, the hero has learned what he got on that journey to learn. He's learned great responsibility, but he's also learned great burden. But understand that with great responsibility, there does come a lot of burden. But he's learned wisdom. Okay, he or she, they have learned wisdom. And so that journey of the hero is what is bringing whatever union you are currently in or going to be going into, it is making it incredibly strong. The foundation for it cannot be broken. And of course, we end with the Two of Cups. I mean, I am getting chills. So whoever's listening to this video, please know that this is an incredibly significant reading here. And you may go back time and time again to listen to it. The Two of Cups, you are coming into the most fulfilling union that you could possibly imagine, okay? And remember, what was the first guidance in the beginning? Remembrance. Following the wisdom of your heart. Remembering that you are a soul on a soul mission, wanting to come into a sacred, beloved partnership. And that is for those of you, I believe, this pile that truly are on the mission of love on this planet. So let's wrap it up with the last messages here from the Healing with the Angels. What is perhaps their guidance here to help us on this journey? To trust. Trust the journey. Trust in yourself. Trust in your guides and angels that there's a divine plan here and that you are in it right now. That is a beautiful card. So I picked 3 cards from the Romance Angels. Very interesting, very soon. So clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So we have 2 messages here. So very soon, this is the 2 of Arrows, right? Or the 2 of Swords. It's about making the decision. So for some of you, it's making the decision to leave a situation, or if you've already left, it's about making the decision to move towards that sacred beloved, okay? And finally, the other message here, for those of you that are very single and you couldn't imagine who I'm talking about, it's saying that whoever it is, they're going to come in soon. They're going to come in soon. This sacred partnership that you've been wanting is coming soon. And it's kind of funny, the second card here is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Is that saying that you still have to wait though? No, not really. What it's telling me is you've already waited long enough. This is, though I really feel like I'm speaking to some of you that are in beautiful partnerships and you just needed me to really tell you that. But I also feel like I'm speaking to those of you today where you've been in a marriage or a relationship and there's been challenges and you've been questioning it, but you know that the love you share is amazing, okay? And I feel like those of you that are in this relationship, I feel like there's been other things in your life that have maybe taken you away from one another a little bit. That's the wands here, and that you're coming back into union, and that's beautiful. And the third group I'm speaking to, it's those that have been really single for a very long time, or you've been dating here and there, but nothing seems to stick, and you feel like you've been on a long journey of waiting. And guess what? Your waiting is about to end because this person is coming in. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. This cannot be denied. Beautiful, beautiful messages. Okay, pile number 2, I love you all. I wish you all the very best on this journey. Boy, I love these cards. I'm not sure which of the decks is mine, so I'll have to, when we go through all of them, I'll have to sit back and watch and see which one becomes mine, because I fit this one in a way. I've been extremely single for actually many, many years. Now, a lot of that has been out of choice. I've been self-partnered for a very long time and thinking about coming out of that now because I feel like I'm finally ready after many years. So we'll see what happens. So let's go to pile number 3. The word is create space, number 38. That is a number 11. So it's also a number of manifestation. Okay. Let me put that right up there. Create space. That is about creating space in your life. So if you want to bring love, true love into your life, you first have to create space for it. And where's the first place you're going to create space? It's in your heart and in your mind. Think about this. You have to create it in your heart. first, but you also have to create it in your mind. Because if you're feeling like you really want it and you're really ready in your heart, but your mind is telling you, oh, but it's not possible, or what if things from the past repeat, or what if, all this what ifs, then you're not actually creating the space in your mind. So you really want to look at, are you creating space for this sacred beloved, this true love, this love that you want to bring into your life? Or if you're in a relationship right now and you want to further grow it, you've got to create space to grow that love further and bigger, to expand upon it. Okay? So creating space also, though, is about, let's see, what number is that? Where's my secret language of light? It's also about making room for your dreams. Create a space for new desires by learning how to be happy now. Okay, so there's another message here. It's saying that whatever you desire, which is what I just said, right? You have to create a space for it. And the best and fastest way to do that is start by being happy now. Look at what in your life brings you happiness right now, instead of looking at what is lacking. Look at what is already there. Look at the love you already have. But you have to see the love that you are already in order to be present in the now. So there's something about this group about being in the now. We all want certain things in our life to change, and it is up to each of us, though, to do something about it. Once you notice something that you would like to change, then you have to take a really deep breath in and say thank you. Because the first way, or the first step on this journey is to recognize that you want something to change. And that comes from recognizing that you're actually not happy. So realizing you're not happy means that you want something to change. So you have to come to that recognition. And in the moment of recognizing it, have gratitude. That's about learning how to be happy now, because then when you have gratitude in the moment for recognizing that you're not quite happy, or you're not happy at all, and you do want change, the gratitude will then begin lightening up your energetic field, okay? So your job now is to create the space for your dreams and desires to fill. Create this space by coming into balance, by meditating, focusing on the moment, or thinking of a person, animal, place, or situation that makes you smile. So what they're saying here is that if you're not in a happy place, think about all the things that actually do make you happy and go do them. And if you have to just sit down and think of a happy memory, or a place you traveled to, a time in your life where everything was just so amazing, then go back to that memory and sit in it, because it will bring a smile to you. And that smile will move throughout your body, and it will change your energetic field. So this is about changing your energetic field to create the space so that your dreams and your desires can come in. So when you empower your whole being through feeling more joy and more happiness, this will be the change that you need to then welcome in the dreams that you want to bring in. Okay, so let's look at the messages from the tarot. So create space. And this can even be, for some of you, literal. Create a living space so that you can bring that love in. Create space in your own home. Maybe there's too much clutter. Maybe you need to minimalize and get rid of things. Where in your life do you need to bring in space for love? That's really the ultimate question here. But not only space for love, space for your dreams. So we have from the Psychic Tour of the Heart, we have Open Up, which is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles. That's the Four of Cups. Opportunity beckons. Ooh, we have the Two of Cups coming together. Feeling alone. The Five of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles, strengthening bonds. We have Temperance, which is balance. We're working on our root chakra here. So something about, I'm getting the message, something about not feeling good enough. I'm getting another message of self-worth, which I got in pile number 1 too. So work with your self-worth, please. And ask yourself the question, just go into meditation and ask, why don't I feel worthy enough? Or why don't I feel good enough yet? What's the answer here? And if you go into meditation, there will be some messages that come through for you. But I'm getting something around self-value, self-worth here. And I'm getting it not just about maybe physically, or is this about attraction for some of you, that you're not feeling like you're down to the weight you want, or you're as fit as you want to be? I'm feeling like this could be something around how you look for some of you. For others of you that maybe have been single for a long time, it's that, gosh, I haven't been doing this. So there's some fear that, am I ready? I haven't been out in the dating world for a long time. Am I really ready to do that? And so there could be some fear. And then for others of you, I'm getting that this could be financial, that you want to be sure that you are doing well financially. Because the root chakra is our survival chakra. So it's about us knowing that we can do well on our own. So this is a card of independence. And it's a card of courage too. So it's knowing that on your love journey that you want to be independent. You've built up enough independence and enough experience by being on your own to know that you can actually do it, but maybe you're not quite yet ready. Okay, there might be a little bit more that you need to just tweak there or heal there, okay, in the base chakra. And then for some of you, for the others of you, I'm feeling like you just want to get all of your finances or your monies in order because you want to feel very financially stable here. So that's only going to apply for some of you. And then we have the Heal, which is the Star card. And I pulled an extra one because we got the chakra, and I got the Fool, trust. I love it. So we have a couple different messages here. So take whatever fits for you. We have the 4-4, so we have the double 4 there. Very, very powerful numerology, along with the 38, which is the 11. So you're creating space, you're opening up. See how the two go together beautifully. You're ready. The 4 of Pentacles. Okay, yes, you've been alone for a while. I'm feeling for a lot of you, you've been in hermit mode. You've been doing your journey by yourself. I'm feeling almost like pile number 3. I might be speaking to more single people here, or those of you that left a relationship recently, or if you are in a relationship, it feels more like a situationship. Like I'm feeling like some of you listening, your love journey thus far could be going in and out of relationship with the same person, where you date, then you don't, then you date, then you don't, where it could be going in and out. Where you're spending a lot of time with yourself, getting to know yourself, and you've been feeling alone, okay? But I'm getting the 5 of Pentacles with the 4, is you're moving away from that now. I'm really getting this hermit mode, that for many of you, you've been in a hermit mode, whether you've been single or just dating, but it hasn't been long term. So you'll date someone for a while and then it's done. And then you'll date someone else. So it's time where you want to leave that behind. You don't want to do that anymore. So you don't want to just date for dating, but you don't also want to continue being on your own either. So please take it how it applies, because I'm picking up messages for a lot of different people here. Okay? And I'm getting a very strong sense that many of you listening have actually been those that have chosen to be alone for probably months, if not years, or even decades, even over a decade, and that something in you doesn't want to do that anymore, that you're ready. Because what I love about this card is she's coming in. She has her lantern and she's coming home. So she doesn't want to be on the path alone anymore. It's kind of funny, we have a full moon there. I'm feeling a lot of this is happening under a full moon energy. So we have a timing message in this deck because we have two moons here. This one is right after the new moon, so I believe it's between the new moon to a full moon. So whether it's this solar eclipse to the full moon at the end of June, or whether it's in one of the waxing moon cycles, just know that that's the time frame that I'm picking up. So you are coming together. You are wanting the Two of Cups. You are really wanting that because you've been alone for a long time. And for others of you, I'm getting the survival thing, that you've been alone or single because you were building your empire. That's the Four of Cups in this deck is about really having a very solid foundation, and you're ready now to take a leap of faith. Opportunity beckons in love, okay? And you want to move towards that opportunity. So everything's pointing towards the Two of Cups here. And then strengthening bonds is you want to build a really strong bond with whoever your sacred beloved or this love relationship is. You want to make sure that this bond is built on solid foundations. It's not just going to be a romance that comes and goes. That's not what you want. You want something that's solid. You want it built on solid ground, solid foundation where there's good success, that both of you are on a good career pathway, there's good financial background or foundation here, and you want it built on love. So with this pile, I'm getting this need for really wanting the whole package. That you want something strong, you want something committed, you want beautiful love story here, and you want balance. So that's the Temperance card. And the Temperance with the Two of Cups shows me that you're calling in either like a soulmate, sacred soulmate, or a twin flame connection here. That's what you want. You want a very powerful partnership, and one where you share everything together, where it's mutual and you are on the same page. With this Balance card, that's the twin flame card in this deck, by the way. Yeah, it is. Yep, that's the twin flame card. So you want to be with your equal. You want to be with someone who's on the same level as you are. And for those of you that are in a current relationship, this message can go in several different ways. Number one, that your current relationship is coming into greater balance and harmony, where you really feel like you are both at the same level, like you're really growing together. And this is something beautiful. It's something you want to share with the world. And I'm also getting, for those of you that are in a current relationship or marriage even, that maybe you work together. You're building something together. You're on a mission together. And that is part of your love journey, that you are meant to be not only in love with one another, but on a mission on this planet, okay? But both of you, for some reason, do need to do a little bit of work around the first chakra, okay? So whatever that means to you, either self-worth, self-value, physical exercise. Remember, I was getting something around not feeling maybe beautiful enough or handsome enough or strong enough, maybe losing weight, getting on a better exercise program. Something around beauty going on here is what I'm getting. And then we have we're ending with the Star card and the Fool. So there's new beginnings in love here. And heal. That's what I was getting. So the base chakra could be about a healing journey. That if you're in a current relationship or single, that there could be a physical, a health issue that has been going on in your current relationship, or is the reason why you have maybe been single. And so that actually applies to me. So I guess this spread answers my question. This is mine. Yep. I've been going through a very, very long, many, many years, probably 8 to 10 years of self-healing. It's physical, and some of it's emotional too, but a lot of it has been physical. So that is something I'm picking up for some of you out there, that there is a healing journey you're on, whether physical, emotional, or mental, it does not matter. It's still a healing journey, and that you're finally coming out of it. And you're rebirthing your love life. You are ready to trust in the universe. You're ready to trust in love again, is what I'm getting. And the Star card is you want your dreams to come true. You want your dreams of a solid, committed love foundation with a sacred counterpart, someone who is at your level. And you are closing your eyes now and you are taking that leap of faith. You are trusting in this journey. Yeah, so I'm getting very strongly singles here, but also some of you that are in relationship and married, where your marriage or relationship is going to a new level here. And that's exciting. And so you're being asked to reach for the stars and to trust. And perhaps something in your relationship or marriage has been going through a healing, whether it was emotional, mental, or maybe there was something physical. But please know that you are coming out onto the other side, that healing is assured here. So let's look at the last guidance here from the Healing with the Angels. And we have manifestation. It's time to manifest your dreams. Yep. So it doesn't matter who you are on this love journey, pile number 3. It's time for you to manifest your dreams. It's time to stop feeling alone. You don't want to be that person anymore. And remember, with this card too, she's carrying the lantern. That lantern is her light. So are you really alone? No, because you actually carry the illumination within you. You are illuminated from the within, from inside out. So remove the idea that you are alone, okay? You're moving away from that now. And you are manifesting healing. You are manifesting balance. You are manifesting coming together. You are manifesting opportunity. And you are manifesting new pathways. So let's wrap up with the Romance Angel messages. And wouldn't you know, I got wedding. Okay, so maybe this is about a wedding. Maybe some of you are getting married or getting engaged. But wedding means that your relationship, if you are in one right now, is going to the next level. It is up-leveling. Okay? And I'm also getting that maybe some of you who are married want to maybe go through a second marriage. That was what I got for pile number 2. Kind of some messages here mixing a little bit. Not much though. The piles are actually quite different. But the wedding is also about wanting to really be in a long-term, committed, equal partnership. I'm going to put that underneath the temperance or balance. Yeah, because that fits there. Oh, interesting. And then we have new love. Okay, I didn't see that coming. Okay, so we're going to move this around. That means I'm talking to a couple different groups. Some of you are married and some of you are single. Wow, I love that confirmation from the divine. Yeah, and either way, your your love life is about ready to change, and there's new beginnings coming in, okay? And your marriage is being healed if there's something that needs healing, so that it can move into a new beginning. And those of you that are single, new love is coming in, and you have to trust in that journey. And I'm dying to see what the last card is. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. That just is another card that tells me that this is a union of equals. That whether it's new love coming in or within a current relationship, that you are both speaking from the heart, you are coming together. This is an equal partnership, and you are both on the same page if you were not before. I love that. Beautiful union there. Okay, that wraps up this long YouTube video. I don't think I've ever done one this long, but I felt like these messages were very, very important. And please know this is timeless. In the future, I'm going to be coming up with some different YouTube videos to do, because I'm getting a lot of downloads these days. And in the physical world, I'm not able to keep up with the amount of downloads I'm getting. So the videos will be hopefully coming out, but they could be coming out a little slowly. So please bear with me. I work very hard, and my clients do come first. So I don't always have time to do videos. But I love doing videos. And what I am doing, and doing religiously at least once a week, if not twice, are my Instagrams. So check that out. That will be posted below. If you want to see weekly, shorter, 9 to 12 minute messages, do jump on my Instagram. Okay, sending you all a giant, giant hug.